Hello everyone and welcome in to your daily card reading for Wednesday, April 3rd. And we're going to be taking a look at what all messages want to come through for you from God, Spirit, the Divine. So as a reminder, we are still in Mercury retrograde. That started a couple days ago and is going to go through the 25th. So we do have most of April is going to be in retrograde and then a little bit of that shadow period afterwards. If you're having any communication issues, technology issues, issues of timing or changed plans, things like that, it could be Mercury retrograde. It's interesting because that by far is the most commonly used one in pop culture. So even people that I don't think pay much attention to astrology, it's like, oh, it's Mercury retrograde. But it can also be a good time to show you certain things in your life that really need to have a spotlight on them, like certain behaviors or patterns or just things that maybe need some attention, especially leading up to the eclipse next week. So let's go ahead. Oops. Two of Pentacles was the card that just flipped there, but let's go ahead and take a look and see what all messages are wanting to come through. Wow, cards are jumping today. We had the Fool come up, and I'll still go ahead and pull 3 cards because I normally pull 3, but those were just the jumpers. We have 7 of Cups, we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the 4 of Pentacles. Alrighty. Well, so the ones that jumped, we had our 2 of Pentacles and the Fool. Now this, especially leading up to our eclipse season, and with the eclipse being about maybe moving away from situations that you've outgrown. If you're in a place where you feel like you're balancing and trying to make a decision about 2 things, especially with the 2 of Pentacles, there's almost this sense of you're weighing your decisions, like you don't want to make a decision, but it's like, oh my gosh, I have to. But really with this Fool energy, it's kind of that idea, and it ties in with the eclipse. If you listen to your first half of the month readings, all of these mention this. It's about moving away from or letting go of situations that you've outgrown. And if you've been sitting a long time in this 2 of Pentacles energy of, oh, what do I do? I'm weighing between this and this. Or do the one that you haven't done. Take that leap of faith. If there's one of the options where you just keep thinking, oh, I really should do that. Like I really feel drawn to doing that, but oh, I can't because the timing's not right. I'm scared. What if this happens? What if I make this leap and then, it doesn't work out? This is the time. Take bold action. That's what the eclipse is about, is take bold action. Take the other road less traveled. The 7 of Cups, this is that card of having lots of options. Like she's trying to choose between all of these different cocktails that she could have. So this may not be something as simple as, oh, I'm weighing between 2 choices. You may have a lot of choices, or maybe it's, there's 2 columns of choices here for her. So maybe it's, do I go down this path or that path? If I go down this path, then I have these choices. That path, then I have these choices. So it could be, kind of like a decision tree that you're looking at here. But definitely there's a lot of energy right now of choices. And then with our Ace of Pentacles in reverse, there's this sense of there's a missed opportunity. You feel like something, you missed the chance. You really should have jumped on something earlier. And it could be a matter of, is that decision or is that option still going to be there? And some of it could be that thought of, oh, well, of course that option's always going to be there. But keep in mind, life changes. You may not have a chance to go down certain paths again. So just be mindful of, yes, there's this energy of missed opportunities, almost like, okay, if one of these options might possibly not be there, like don't let fear hold you back from taking that leap and taking that bold step forward. You also have the 4 of Pentacles. So one of the things that's coming into play right now is the 4 of Pentacles. It has that a little bit of that energy of like stability, but almost like hoarding resources. When you look at her, like look at the expression on her face. She's not happily like, oh, look, I have everything I need. Life is stable. It's almost more like she's hoarding it. Like, I need to keep all of this because what if something happens? What if it goes away? And So definitely the message coming through is that some of these choices that you're trying to make, there's a sense of stability, even if you're not, I'll call it happy, you know, obviously if you feel like you're in a place where you have to weigh two things out, you're not totally happy with where you are. There's another option that you think might make you happier, but it's like you're afraid to make that decision because it's going to rock your stability. Even if in the long run, that's the right way to go, there's that sense of fear of, yeah, but if I do that, I might be upsetting the apple cart, and am I ready for that? But just know, if you don't take that leap of faith, this missed opportunities card, that same choice might not be there forever. So if that's the direction you want to go, make sure you're taking that bold action. Work on your manifesting. Alrighty, let's start today with our fire signs. That is going to be our Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What messages want to come through for you? The Sun. This is that card about blessings, and the universe wants to send you your blessings, but that's on the heels of a new start. Essentially, have that courage, take that leap of faith, and you will get these blessings coming in. If you want something different, you have to make different choices. So you can't keep making the same choice over and over again and expecting different results. So you want those blessings, you want to have that happy, fulfilled feeling that you might be missing right now, then take that leap of faith. Guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. With this, not only with the hoarding resources, but in terms of weighing your decisions, there's a hefty amount of guilt interlaced with whatever this big decision is. If you're trying to decide, do I leave my job and start something new, there's maybe those feelings of guilt of, yeah, but I like my coworkers. Is that going to leave them in a pinch? Like, if I leave, then it's just heaping this work on them. If I leave, what's going to happen to my clients? Maybe my clients won't get service the right way. If I leave, then it's this impact on everybody else. And so there's certain amounts of guilt associated with that decision. Similarly, if it's, cutting off a toxic family member. Yeah, but if I do that, then that's severing a connection with family. Or if it's a relationship, yeah, but if I leave, then, there could be a negative consequence to the family or to the partner. And so a lot of what's keeping you in there is guilt. And look at the way that it spirals too. So it spirals and takes over the whole scenario with this guilt. So in this, as we approach the eclipse, the mantra that goes with this is, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. And that's something that's kind of, a personal mantra that I had been working on and kind of meditating on and thinking about was that I will only allow myself to be in situations that feed my soul or fuel my growth. And that's something that, it should either in and of itself just make you happy and make you feel alive or help you grow. And if you're not growing, if it's just, cycles of guilt and just guilt and guilt and guilt, and you're not growing, it could be time to lovingly say goodbye. Okay, your card is Arakura, blossoming. You are just getting started, so have, oh my gosh, it's hard to read this one. So have patience with yourself and the process, and do not give up. And this is about making changes. Life is all about change and growth, and have patience with yourself as you work on releasing what is no longer serving you and what's no longer helping you to grow. All right, let's pull the romance card here. Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now, and that can be a matter of, as I was giving those examples about feeling guilty about, if you quit a job, or maybe, if it's a relationship situation, maybe there's feelings of guilt that, oh, well, what would happen financially? Could the other person stand on their own 2 feet? That was the message for fire signs. Now we are on to our earth signs, which is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's see what is coming up for you. The Hierophant. So this is that traditional thinking, that inside the box thinking. This one has come up, I feel like, an awful lot for earth signs. And this is also about finding a mentor, a guru, a teacher. And that can be what puts you on this new path, that you maybe, if you're weighing out two decisions, or weighing between a number of decisions and what should I do, what should I do? If you've been juggling these for a long time, reach out and find somebody that can help you navigate through these, like an impartial third party. So whether that's traditional counseling or therapy, or sometimes as a matter of spiritual growth, that'll, if you stumble across somebody, even on YouTube, on the internet, that it can help trigger you to think about things in a different way that will help awaken your soul growth, so that you can move past looking at this as a 3D, this is a very 3D matrixy type of thing, that, oh, I have to decide, am I going to do this today or that today? And that's very transactional. And maybe you need to find a mentor or a guru or somebody that's talking more about soul growth, lessons, life path, and mission. This card, acceptance. I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change. I think this came up because I did the earth ones. I did the earth signs reading for the first half of the month. I'm wanting to say this one came up maybe for Taurus, about accepting what cannot change. And so with that, there comes a matter of, if you've been trying to decide what path to take and what you should do, if you know that the situation is not going to change, or the person is not going to change, rather than, well, if I try to do this, they might change. If I try to do this, they might change. If you know that they're not going to change, maybe put that in your mind as an assumption. They're not going to. Based on the fact that I know they're not going to change, what is my next step? Because if you put too many variables in there, that, well, but if I did this, then they could do this, and then this, it becomes a kind of an unsolvable problem. All right. And your goddess card is Artemis, guardian. You and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. So Artemis is the goddess of the hunt. And her twin brother Apollo, I guess, is like the god of the hunt. But this is that, knowing that your family, that your loved ones are safe, does that affect this decision? And does that affect your ability to take that leap of faith? If you're staying doing something, whether it's job, whether it's romantic relationship, whether it's toxic family patterns, if you're staying because you're worried about the safety of your loved ones, if you knew they were safe, what would you do? Healing family issues. You and your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So it looks like there could be some generational patterns or generational trauma that's coming into play here. And so some of it is a matter of, don't worry about your loved ones. Think about, what do you want to do? If you know that certain situations or people or factors are never going to change, what do you want to do, like your next empowered move? All right. Because also you don't want to miss the opportunity to move into a higher timeline because you're staying somewhere out of fear. All right, next we are on to our water signs. That is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Let's see what message we have for Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The Devil. So the Devil, that, remember, is anything that's keeping you off your highest timeline, that anything that's pulling you off your path. So that's, addictions, whether it's chemical substances, whether it's certain behavioral patterns, whether it's certain repetitive thought patterns that are keeping you from your highest good. And it's probably been keeping you looping. The Devil energy is great at keeping you looping constantly about, what should I do about this? I don't know. This is a tough decision. I'm juggling all these different priorities, and what do I do? So the devil energy is great at keeping you looping through this decision-making model with no actual outcome. And also the devil energy is great at putting some of those, I used to call it the FUD factor at work, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And great at putting that in your head as well, the devil energy of, yeah, but what about your stability? What about your security? So in that respect, the devil energy is that worried little voice in your head, but what if I do this and it doesn't work out? You know, what if you do it and it does work out? So sometimes when it's like, oh, I need to take that leap of faith, what if you take that leap and it works out better than you thought? Usually people worry about, oh, what if it turns out way worse than I thought? What if it turns out better? It could be like way, way better than you thought it was going to be. All right. And we have loneliness. I know that I am never alone. And this could be part of what's keeping you in certain situations is you feel like if you make these changes, what is life going to look like? Am I going to be out on my own? Am I going to be lonely? Am I going to, feel like there's nobody who understands me? Kind of the whole thing of misery loves company, that you feel like, well, at least if I'm miserable, I've got company. But what if I'm miserable and I have no company? But know that you're never actually alone. So call in your soul tribe, call in your friends, your loved ones, your ancestors to help you when you have those feelings. All right, and your goddess card is Sarasvati, the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. And this will also help with feelings of loneliness, especially if you can find some sort of a format to do it with other people. So if you love painting, maybe you could take an art class, just as a way to get to know other people, or one of those, sometimes studios will have an evening thing where it's, an instructor-led painting, or take a dance class, take a music class, join a band, an orchestra, things like that. So that can be a great way to help overcome the loneliness as well. And a lot of times activity and being around other people helps keep that devil energy at bay as well, because you're already busy embodying that higher vibration. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. And this also, for water signs, if this is about a relationship and this, trying to figure out what to do and trying to figure out your stability and what decision should I make, for you, your devil energy could be the control issues, that you want to be the one leading it all the time. You want to be, I want to know what the person's doing. What are they thinking? And those types of thought processes can be coming out as control issues. So especially if you're afraid to make a decision because you don't want to be alone, so it's like you're tightening your grip on the person, that could actually be making it worse. And then with the arts, like I said, that's going to help with the loneliness, but that also will make you think less about, I need to control this situation, because you're doing other high vibration things in your life as well. So remember, anytime you're participating and engaging with others in high vibrational situations, it helps raise your vibration too. Alrighty, let's take a look. Last but not least, we have our air signs. So that is going to be our Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have the sun for you as well. So this also came up for fire signs. And when they come together like that, sometimes it's because the message is intertwined. So with, air signs, you might be dealing with a fire sign, which would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You might be dealing with them, and that some of your blessings would be coming in the way of deepening or more meaningful interactions with a fire sign. If you're trying to decide between choices, choose the fire sign maybe. And, plus with the sun, it's that fiery ball of blessings. And, if that's what you're trying to choose between, and, what decision should I make? What decision should I make? Should I start something new? that would be something to consider. You don't want to miss the opportunity to be able to have something new and wonderful. Oh, okay. That was a few that popped out. We had honesty, health, honesty, humor, and discipline were the three that jumped out there. And I'm just going to pull one more because sometimes when a lot jump. And worry. So worry is, I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Then we have discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. And humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. So especially all these purples going together with the honesty, discipline, and worry. So some of this, again, worrying about the future doesn't change, or worrying doesn't change the future. It just robs you of the present. So there's that part of it. But then also the discipline, I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Part of it is you can accomplish it if it's reliant on you to be able to do things. So if you're just worrying and sitting back and hoping somebody else is going to do something or change something, that's not actually you engaging in the solution. Part of it's going to require some honesty, maybe bring humor into the situation as well, but an active participation in it. Let's see. Your goddess card is Mott, fairness. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner, or this situation. So whichever one, whatever these situations are, if you're trying to balance between, should I do this in this situation or this, fairness is going to come into play here. It says fairness in a fair and just manner. So things, have the trust and the faith in the divine that things will work out the way that they are intended to work out. But a lot of it is having that honesty and making sure that you're being true to yourself when you're making these decisions. So for example, don't go down one path because you're overly worried about stability. I'm not saying throw all caution to the wind, but if you're overly fixated on, but what's going to happen, what's going to happen, that's not going to help. Have faith in the divine that things will unfold the way that they're supposed to unfold. And honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So whatever the next major holiday is, spend some time together. See if you can look at things from a different situation, however that's impacting what your decision is. So don't miss the opportunity to have that connection point. But I hope that this message has been helpful for you. As always, take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. As I mentioned at the beginning, there's going to be some additional videos, a twin flame video, is this your person video, pick a pile. So make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell if you want to be alerted as to when the new videos post. Otherwise, I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time.